Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And it has been about 2 weeks since you all seen us start making apple cider vinegar. So now is time to do the next step. What?
It's a disaster.
It's not a disaster.
It's fine, but it's been a disaster.
Fruit flies. Fruit flies.
Yeah, they weren't dead. Remember we
Yeah.
laughed about that and we were like, well, they might not be dead in here. Well, they weren't.
Yeah,
So.
they found it. So she had to make more traps. But we're about to solve that problem. All right, so she's already taken the top off of it, as you can see here. So we just did a bag of water to help hold the apples down underneath because you want all the apple stuff to be below.
Well, we noticed that the coffee filters were wet because I was checking it. And so that told me that it was starting to like bubble up a little bit and it was starting to come out. So we addressed the situation. We got all 3 gallons into the sink, poured out some of the liquid because it was just way too full. And then we put the baggies in that have water in it so that it could hold it down. And that's been much better. There still was a little bit of leakage, but it's okay.
Fermented. Everything's fine. You should do that over the sink.
Probably.
Just slide it over here to the edge.
It smells,
There you go. Blop.
smells like foot rot.
Smells like apple cider vinegar. How do you know it? What does foot rot smell
I
like?
guess, you know?
All right. Ready to strain.
Yep. Oh my God, it had a baby.
Oh, shoot,
It had a
doggy.
baby.
That was gross.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no.
I don't know.
I'm sure the end outcome will be great, but this is not something I would ever choose to do again. That might be too full. I don't know. It smells like something.
Like it's supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that.
2 more times.
That
Yeah.
wasn't near as foul.
Yeah.
I
What
feel
was
like I
that?
need that stuff.
The mother? Would that be the mother?
No, but I mean,
Could you add just a little water in it?
maybe. I don't know.
Goopy.
The chickens are getting all this, by the way. They're going to love it. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good for them.
All the animals are going to be super pumped. Blip.
Nah,
Blip.
didn't do the same.
Yeah.
God, if you drop that. You
That would
never
be-
recover.
Yeah, that would be so bad.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, then after you strain them, which aren't they pretty?
Yeah.
They really smell good. You're going to put the coffee filters back on because you're not done fermenting yet. So you're going to do this for another 2 to 4 weeks, or really until it's at the smell that you want it to be. But 2 weeks minimum, right?
Yeah.
And then once you do that, come back and we'll show you in another 2 weeks what
And
you do with
I take back the things I said. That's okay.
it. Everything's okay. And it seems obvious, but just to clarify, now that it's just liquid, you don't have to put any weights in because you're not weighing anything down. So it's just filter and rubber band, and that's it.
I'm putting these things on extra tight.
Extra tight. All right, and then we put them back in our dark cabinet with our fruit fly trap. Look how well it's done.
It's working.
It is working. It's working really good.
So the apple cider vinegar is drawing them in, but the trap's killing them.
That's right, because they can't get in the apple cider vinegar, but they can get in that. So, boom. Get out of here, boys and girls. And if you are new and haven't seen her fruit fly trap, I'll link it down below.
Yeah.
Life
lifesaver.
changer. All right, we got the apple cider done, and now I'm outside. I feel like my work has been so busy that I haven't been able to do a whole lot out here, but it's time. It's time to do a little updating. I have a music playing in the back of my pocket, and you aren't allowed to hear that because they'll copyright me. Okay, a little update on the cows. So we do have a date for 3 of them. We are going to keep Flossie, but Hank, Henry, and Daisy are gonna go, but it's not gonna happen till January. So in the meantime, we have a couple months to go for that to happen. So we need to reinforce this fence. And since they are going to be gone before the next spring comes, I'll tell you about Flossie later. We are going to take down this second pasture that they are locked out of right now. We just don't take it down in the winter because normally we just, it'll already be up for when spring comes. Well, since that's not going to be happening, we're going to take all this fence down on this second pasture, and I'm going to run a 3rd row of wire in the back pasture. Because what we're having a lot of, especially with Henry, because he's a smaller bull calf, he can walk in between them. He gets zapped, but he doesn't care. My hope is if we can reinforce and just give some tender love and care to this pasture, because it needs it anyways, tighten the strings, run a 3rd row, that'll resist him from wanting to get out of there so much. Because he's provoking Hank to get out, our Hereford bull, and all this other stuff. So I do think that that's really going to help our situation out. So that is what my job is this afternoon. And then hopefully if time permits, you know, time change, so it gets dark really early, I will start working on the electric on the camper, because I'd really like to get that done too, because it has to be done before Thanksgiving comes around. So let's stop talking, let's get on it. So you'll see right here, this was our gate. This is the gate that opens them from kind of their area that they're always in over into this pasture, and then I have a fence line that's down the middle that blocks off that pasture, so it can recover. So basically what I'm going to do is right here, cut, that'll get this one free, and then go over there and cut, and then I'll start taking all the wire down, and then I'll start re-stringing it and then reinforce it with all these other posts. Hi, Daisy. First thing you do is make sure your power's off. Well, we'll have these other posts and everything. We shouldn't really need zip ties, besides on the corners maybe. I got Jed now. So I've gotten the whole top row done. He's gonna get the bottom row. I'm gonna go ahead and start feeding the third row over there while he's taking the bottom row off. And we should be done pretty quickly. It always feels like such a task because it's such a large area, but running hot wire is so quick and easy. It's a simple thing to do, it's fast. You just wanna make sure you're rolling it and not getting it all tangled. That way you can roll it right back out. But yeah, this is making me happy, and I'm happy to have this area back. Like I said, we got big plans for over here, and it's a lot of property that I'm standing in that we have these two pastures. At least, I would say at least 5-6 acres right here on this side. So a lot of fun stuff happening. Let's get this round down. All right, Jed is starting to run this middle line. I just got this whole backside done. Now I'm gonna take off the bottom wire, the remaining wire we have, and finish this bad boy up. All right, all of the wire has been ran. Jed is working on getting some of the extra posts in the ground just to kind of help support it. And then I got the second power bank that we have, put it up right beside this one because we no longer have two separate branches, so we can just put them all in one. Get a little extra boost in power too to help on that. But I went to tell him to stop doing that and check it and see if we had power. That's what we like to see. Getting the highest read on my little reader on all 3 strands, and that's beautiful. That's what we want to see. No more drowning out, anything like that. And so now I'm gonna turn this back off and let Jed finish the post, and then we'll be done with this project. All right, hopefully that makes Jed and I's lives a lot better. Yeah, and again, the getting out of the fence is not the reason that we were selling them or getting rid of them. It was for other reasons, other plans that we have, like I've been hitting on, and we'll get in more detail when that time comes. But first move was getting rid of the cows. And Flossie, we are going to try her in the petting zoo when January comes. We're gonna see. She's very gentle, very kind. She's just big, so we'll have to see how she does with like the chickens. Yeah, she might stomp some chickens, but we'll find out. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll have to make a move if we need to once that time comes. Good, very, very cold morning. So we're back, it's the next day, and I wanted to wait to wrap up this video to see if the fence worked. And it appears it did. Good morning, good morning. Y'all have a nice night in the fence. Talking to you, old Henry. That work? For a little while at least? So that's a very good sign. Now I will elaborate a little bit about if your animals are getting out of the fence, there's usually something that they're needing. Now there is just bad bloodlines, which we have a few of those from T-Bone, who was Henry's daddy. He just breaks fences. That's what he did. He loved doing it. But most of the time, when you have an animal breaking out, it's because they're needing something. And where we're in the winter now, grass is gone. They're probably a little hungry because they're used to having grass all the time to be able to eat. So we are going to up the hay and give them 2 bales a day on top of their feed just to keep them busy, keep them something to do. And that'll be helpful in the long run, keep them satisfied, keep them happy. Make sure that they have a salt block that they can lick, kind of thing. Just stuff to do. Because it, like I said, most of the time it's on the farmer when they're getting out. And yes, if we had permanent fencing up, they'd probably be okay. But like we said, we knew when we got these cows, we didn't know if it would be long-term, and we didn't want to start putting in a bunch of permanent fence on that side just yet until we really got the feel for it. And at this moment, I'm glad we didn't, because it isn't our long-term goal over there. So now I'm about to get a bunch of wood to take down to the house, because it was a cold night and we used quite a bit of it. We still haven't had the heat on, which is amazing. Very excited about that. It's very hard to not turn on the heat when you have it. But just making sure that you're staying with your goal and making sure that you're heating your home however you want to heat your home. So we do this because we don't need the gas heat. We're used to doing it with a wood burning stove, and we like to just kind of keep that going. But before we wrap this up, there's one thing I want to tell you about that's going to be really exciting that's happening Monday. Monday, the week of Thanksgiving. And you're not gonna wanna miss it. So on Monday's video, we'll give you the details, the specific details. But we are starting our Black Friday deals for the Stivers Homestead store, Jenny's farm stand store. So it's gonna be all online, Etsy. You're gonna get huge discounts on all the products that are in there. Mom, Jen have been working very hard to make sure that there's a lot of quantity of a lot of things. But one cool surprise thing, just to kind of give you all a little hint, is there's gonna be random free stuff put into your orders that you get that runs through the Black Friday deal. We're talking that could be cash, that could be merch, that could be signed autograph items, different stuff that you did not order, don't have to pay for, that are gonna be thrown randomly into random people's orders, and you may get it. So that's a really fun little cool thing that Jen thought up, and so be excited about that. But Monday, go favorite the store right now, like go favorite it on there. That way when Monday comes and you see all this stuff, you can go straight to it and get there first, because I do feel like it's gonna be quite a rush. And even though we have quite the quantity that's up, I can see it going fairly quick. It's Christmas time. Everybody loves some homemade remedies and soaps and stuff to give as Christmas gifts and packages. We're also gonna try to work out some bundles. Hold us on that one. We'll see how much time we have over the weekend. Right now it's more about just making sure we have all the products out there. But that's the hope. The hope is to have all that out there, and we definitely will be starting the Black Friday sale Monday just for you, and it should run for quite a while. So get excited. I know we're excited. We're excited for the holidays to come up. I'm excited that the cows stayed in the fence. And now it's time to go warm that house because it's cold. All right, y'all. Till the next one. Bye.